Hello, this is Roland. Welcome. Today I would like to read something to you from a book called A Guide to True Peace. Revisited, actually. A Guide to True Peace Revisited. I actually edited this book. It's available on Amazon in Kindle and paperback, or from me for a small donation. It contains excerpts from the writings of Madame Jeanne Guyon, a very nice spiritual lady who lived around 1700 in France. François Fenelon, a very nice man who also is very famous for his spiritual writings, which are spiritual classics. And Miguel Molinos, who lived about the same time, also a mystic. This is from Chapter 5 on Attaining True Prayer. The sort of prayer to which we have alluded is that of inward silence, wherein the soul, abstracted from all outward things, in holy stillness, humble reverence, and lively faith, waits patiently to feel the divine presence and to receive the precious influence of the Holy Spirit. And when you retire for this purpose, which should be your frequent practice, you should consider yourselves as being placed in the divine presence, looking with a single eye to Him, resigning yourselves entirely into His hands to receive from Him whatsoever He may be pleased to dispense to you, calmly endeavoring at the same time to fix your minds in peace and silence, quitting all your own reasoning, and not willingly thinking on anything, however good or however profitable it may appear to be. Now this is brilliant. See, there is in all times, in all places, there are always seeking people who are looking for answers, and they have not found the answers in what has been offered to them. And so they look for answers. Now, when I was a young man, at that time it was very popular to look to the East, especially to Buddhism, okay, and Zen Buddhism in particular, for answers. And there were some very good things that were to be found there. There's no question about it. Okay. Now, what is popular is to look to a more ritualistic organization, to go back to the old rituals, which seem to have substance, and because many of the organized religious practices seem empty. Okay, so that's just the way it is. But if you want to find the real answer, you've got to find God Himself. And beware of any middleman. Christ Himself talked about wolves in sheep's clothing coming. He said to beware of them. He said, many will come in my name. See, but they're not the real thing. And Paul warned us of a church that was all style but no substance. Okay, and Christ said, whoever tries to get into the sheepfold, I can't remember the exact words. I don't remember exactly, but by some other door, but instead of by me. See, we'll not find it. So, what you need to find is you need to find a rapport with your Creator. I've always said that true religion is the relationship between a soul and its Maker. That's what else could there be? What possible else could there be? You know, you've heard the expression, you're born alone and you die alone. So, what could be more important? That's it. See? So never mind all the groups and all the people who claim to have this and claim to have that, and they have this You know how many different religions are there? Thousands of them. Thousands of different forms and philosophies and theories and dogma, and all of them claiming to be right. Who's right? None of them are right. What's right is to find a rapport with your Creator. Okay? Now, it's an amazing thing that it would be within the Catholic Church that there would arise some people who would be saying this. Okay? And they were really bucking the tide, too. They were going against the flow, especially back then. See, now the churches are all very nice. They're all very supportive and easy and friendly and inclusive. See, but it wasn't always that way. And it may not always be that way. See, because, you know, was it Churchill that talked about the iron fist within the velvet glove? Something like that. So they seem so nice, but they have another face, if you see the other face. Okay? So back then, see, it's hard to imagine that. But they did suffer some persecution somehow, but they were protected. God protected them. But Madame Guyon, a very nice lady, a very sweet lady, about the nicest lady you could possibly imagine. And she wanted to help people to be able to pray better. And for that, the thanks she got was to be thrown in jail. That's right, she was thrown in jail. Thrown in jail for what? For nothing. See, she was persecuted. But Christ said, remember, even in the Lord's Prayer, he said, "Blessed are you when you are persecuted for righteousness' sake." So what was she doing? She was telling the truth. But it's always been that way, and it always will be that way. You know, you can go into the average family, and there's one child there that sees clearly what's really going on. And he looks at the phoniness and the hypocrisy and the cruelty and the meanness and the unfairness and the injustice, and he sees it clearly. See? And they see him watching them, and they don't like it. It makes them uncomfortable to be watched by innocent eyes. So that child is singled out. That child is singled out for rejection and tease and cruelty, sometimes violence. They want to put the child's lights out. See? But some of us, yes, they tried to put our lights out, but they didn't succeed. Yeah, maybe they succeeded for a while. They may have, the whole, everything is organized to put everybody's lights out. See? But some of us make it through. Okay? And it didn't work. And Madame Guyon and François Fénelon and also Miguel Molinos were three who, they didn't put their lights out. Miguel Molinos also suffered persecution. François Fénelon, he actually became an was it a cardinal or an archbishop? A cardinal, I think, or an archbishop. He became an archbishop. He somehow survived within the system. It's amazing. But you see that sometimes. You see good people who, they have God's protection. Plus, they're very capable. See? And so, the powers that be, you know, make use of them. You remember Joseph. Remember, he became a top advisor to one of the potentates of the time. And because his services were so, his administrative capabilities were so great. Okay? So anyway, getting back to this, let's read this again. The sort of prayer to which we have alluded is that of inward silence, wherein the soul, abstracted from all outward things, in holy stillness, humble reverence, and lively faith, waits patiently to feel the divine presence and to receive the precious influence of the Holy Spirit. So this prayer, this true prayer, is what I call meditation, special meditation. But it's very simple. See, you practice detaching from thought. Okay? So you're the observer of thought. You're not the thought, you're the observer of thought. And the soul actually ascends to a higher plane, closer to God. And in this higher plane, not a part of the squirrel cage of thinking. You know how our thoughts are, how your thoughts snatch you away. And there you're lost in a daydream of what you did or what somebody said or what you're going to do or what you plan or what you're worried about. And round and round and round you go, lost in thinking and imagination. And your soul is actually caught up in that. But in meditation you stand back, you take a step back, so that you're not a part of the thinking process. In fact, you're not even thinking at the time. You're observing. You're just the observer of thought. Okay? But it doesn't mean blanking thought. See, that's not the idea. You simply observe. Whatever's there, you just observe it. Stand back and observe. Your soul observes. It's closer to God. And closer to God, then it downloads, if you want to put it that way, using computer language, it downloads a little spiritual essence from God, from heaven, from the spiritual realm, from the Holy Spirit, God's Holy Spirit. And those are like thought essences to be, somebody called them. And then when you no longer are meditating, then you stretch and then you go out about your business. And at that point the soul once again descends to command the mind. And now the thoughts rush up to clothe those thought essences, that those spiritual gleanings that you had received from on high, those heavenly essences are clothed by thoughts. And then your mind becomes filled with new insights, okay, new understanding, okay. So that is true meditation, and it's true prayer and true meditation, see? So it's very beautiful. So I'm going to stop at this point. I don't need to say any more, okay? The only other thing is for you to try it, to try the proper meditation, which I have made free. You can go to my website. I'll put the web address underneath this video, but you can go to talktoapastor.org, or you can go to sheddingshackles.com and just look for the free meditation or the easy meditation. And there it is, for free, okay? I also have a meditation that you can get for a suggested donation of $10. That's very reasonable, okay? It's 4-part. It's more elaborate. It gives more detail, more teaching. The technique is the same, but it's just more hints and teaching and so on. And then you get 2 ebooks. You get 2 ebooks that go along with it, and a little booklet. And I think you even get can download a PDF of this book here, The Guide to True Peace Revisited, all for $10. So you could get that one. Okay. You get more. See, a lot of people like more. They want something to read and see and explain, or they're hungry. See, a lot of people are hungry. When they finally find something that's real, they've been searching, and they find something real, then they're hungry. They just absorb, okay? But if you want to put one toe in the water, then just get the free meditation. Okay, give it a try, because it's exactly what this says. This is in spiritual language. It describes what the true meditation is. Okay. My name is Roland.